You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from Electric Avenue in the heart of Funky Town. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back. This is episode 164 of the Wicked Theory Podcast. I'm Bill Sweeney. I'm your host. I'm the guy that's kind of bringing this shindig together. I bring friends. We get together and we talk nerd stuff sometimes, pop culture reviews, all those kinds of nonsense. It's what we do. So if you heard that noise, folks, hold on to your hats. He's back. You love him. You cannot live without him. It's Uncle Jay.
Kiss my ass, fuck you, suck my dick.
Right.
How you doing?
Okay, there'll be more of that in a little bit. And we got Brother Bob over there on guitar.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey. See that? See that? He's really playing. He's really playing. It's live. So, how about that stuff, huh?
Yeah. Awesome.
There you go. All right.
I can walk and chew gum at the same time, too.
See, multitasking.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Really?
I will say that the second time through for the opening, pretty good, and maybe a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we should warm up every week about 10 minutes before.
I had no faith in the redo.
We should start we should start over every fucking show.
At like 5-2, do like a cold
intro,
like
and
a
then
run through.
That's true.
It worked.
Evening, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So
Even to you, too, Jay, you motherfucker.
Evening, motherfuckers.
So I will say that we do show live, so I just want to real quick put something out to the live listeners. Just let me know how it's sounding. We're doing a little different setup this week with Bob's guitar. I'm seeing the light go for the clipping, and I just want to know how that's sounding on their end. Because in here it's sounding, it's sounding perfect,
good.
but
clipping usually means it's loud.
Yeah. And it's ducking out maybe in the mix. So just let me know.
Yeah.
But,
try and lower me a little bit too when we're during the show, because the volume we had because it's probably just good for intro and outro.
Yeah.
So just when we
as a regular
put me down
default.
a little bit further. Yeah.
I gotcha. All right, so all good on guitar. I'm getting back from the from the kids.
Satan.
So this is episode 164. We're back. We're in action. We're gonna do this thing. It's just the three of us. Our buddy Ed wasn't feeling too hot last night. I was hanging out with him today. He was still not feeling too hot. So
fuck him.
Yeah, there you go. I guess that's one way to be about it.
You had bad fondue.
Yeah, too much fondue, not enough fun.
A little too much Mike over the last 2 weeks, too.
Who's Mike?
This Mike that I'm sitting on.
Oh, I thought you meant like you had a friend named Mike or something.
I ain't no nice guy anymore.
That's a
Bob,
good one. That's
Bob
a good
knows
one.
that, yeah.
That's Lemmy.
That's some Lemmy stuff.
That's
right,
Lemmy.
Right.
Lemmy
I almost had it at the end.
Let me and Ozzy.
I ain't no nice guy anymore.
Sounds like a fucking
That
corpse.
was the only game in town.
Well, that was kind of the thing, for
Yeah.
Lemmy.
That's pretty much it. That's
Smoke a pack of non-filtered cigarettes, drink a bottle of scotch, then go on and do the show.
Well, that sounds like me.
And then repeat afterwards.
That sounds like what I'm headed towards.
except the show part.
Well, this is a show.
No, this is now, finally, after all these years. But I'm saying,
We'll be on tour soon.
Little Uncle Jay animated series coming soon. Okay, so 6-year-old with a goatee. That's the bit I'm going for with that animated show.
Okay.
All right, we'll get back to that.
As long as Bob does the music, I'm fine.
There you go. All right, so listen, kids.
got it.
This show is live every week, Saturday nights. We're on the Mixlr account, mixlr.com/Wicked Theory, Wicked Theory.
Want me to say it?
Yeah.
Mixlr.com/Wicked-Theory.
I like it. You can hear the smile, right, kids?
Yeah.
Can't you? All right.
There's a flow.
Yeah, it's just a little
/Wicked-Theory.
There you go.
We should play back the little conversation you and I had when you told me to memorize it.
That you should be the go-to guy. Like I should point to you during the show, and I did it once.
Not only that, when I do my videos, you say, you know what? Why don't you just say the fucking? So I had to memorize it, like I memorized lines.
That was good. That was good. I actually do a million things. I got that. Thanks. All right. Dash. Don't forget the dash. All right. People, if you're listening live in that chat room that we mentioned, you can still email us. Anybody can email us at any time. But if you're listening live, there's still time because we do the emails at the end. So send it to podcast@wickedtheory.com. And guess what, kids? If you go to wickedtheory.com, you can now leave us a voicemail. This might be opening up a can of worms. Oh. I don't know. But don't expect me to get to them tonight because I don't have it set up for it because there wasn't any. No one noticed.
For next week.
But next week, maybe there'll be some voicemails in there.
Well, that would be cool to be able to play them on the show.
Yeah. Play the audio. I'll hook up my phone and we'll play it through the other channel.
Yeah, but we're not going to play the mean ones, right?
No, never the mean stuff. No,
just the ass kissy stuff.
Yes, right.
Pandora's box is going to open up real fucking big, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Now the one person out who listens to us and hates us,
we'll find out.
Is going to stalk us through voicemail.
Well, I'll take care of that.
Yeah. Well, you know. But
well, maybe Frankie Mogwai would be haunting us.
Well, that's the thing. You know, Sammy pointed that out to me on a tweet because I tweeted about.
Who's Sammy?
Steph. I'm sorry, Steph.
Oh, Steph.
Yeah,
Stephanie. Sorry. That's a carryover from another show where she was they called her Sammy all the time.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But Steph from Gotham Lights podcast. She saw that I tweeted about it, like
baby doll.
Baby doll.
Baby doll.
Right, you call her baby doll. On this show, she's baby doll. On that show, she's Sammy. On her show, she's Steph. This girl's got too many names.
I know.
All right,
that's what happens.
So with that,
aliases. These are aliases.
She was like, "Hey, who thought this was a great idea? Frankie Mogwai's gonna get a hold of this. So we'll see what happens." So like I said, just on the website. On the right-hand side, there's a red tab that pops up. If you want to leave a voicemail, you can. It's like straight through the computer, or if you have it on, if you're looking at it on your phone, it's straight through your phone, whatever.
Right.
I can almost guarantee.
Right, so if you have a microphone hooked up to your computer, you're good.
Right.
I can almost guarantee he's going to leave messages and call us all sorts of names.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Well, yeah. Well, he's a Mogwai. That's the kind of thing he does.
He's a jag-off.
And it's the technology thing. He can't resist it. See, that's the thing people I don't think get about the Frankie Mogwai. And this is just a theory of my own. I don't know if he's gone into this at any time.
He's
but my theory. Well, there's that. There's personality types, buddy.
All right.
You know what I mean? But I think the thing is that because he's a gremlin, he can't not insert himself into all this kinds of stuff. I think that's part of the therapeutic problem with him, if that's the correct term. Anyway,
you hate to love him.
So, kids, if you're enjoying this show so much that you want more, we're now on Spotify.
Oh,
right. The big leagues, folks.
Finally. New and improved for 2018. You can get all our shows over there now. DC TV Report with our buddy Ed. You can get Preacher vs. Preacher right now with me and Dom. And those shows are both running. Well, PvP's Preacher's back, so PvP's got a new episode.
It keeps you running. Yeah. It's my Michael McDonald.
Yeah, nice layout over there on Spotify, too.
Yeah. Bob was telling me about it. He says he likes the GUI, as the kids call it in tech school. That's a good GUI.
The GUI.
Your graphic user interface.
GUI something else.
It's a GUI.
Yeah. That's the problem. When you get something on it, then it's a
GUI. When your GUI's GUI,
you got
a GUI problem.
You got to get a paper towel. All right. So people, Mixler show reel. If you want to hear some other side episodes ever, here on Mixler, there's a show reel. That's where you find the Friday night mic tests when I do them, which is like a goofy thing. Sometimes it's just a music thing. Last week, a lot of blues music. This week was a skip week. All right, I didn't do it because I had things to do, but
you were at the
Yeah, our comic shop is moving 2 stores over, so they were having like a little shindig.
Sacco
Jones over at Comic Book Jones.
Sacco.
Comic Book Jones.
Comic Book Jones. Yeah. So
good times.
Yeah, it was. All right, so kids in the chat. Has anybody got that open? I think I got that open. I think I can do the roll call this week since Ed's not here.
I got it open, too.
Yeah. Who else is in there besides Steph?
Wesley.
That's it.
Bauer
right.
Fett and John Zombie John.
John Zombie John.
Sacco Joneses only.
his only child.
John
the
Zombie
one and
John.
only. Yeah, I saw him there last night. You know
Oh,
what I-
did you?
Yeah, you know what I found out?
What?
He's like third wheel on the podcast on a regular, on Stephen Lou podcast. No.
What was it?
I'm trying to remember the name of these kids. These guys I know. They're come ups on the stand up scene. They're working their way through. Rob and John, is that it? I don't know. John will put it into the chat room. I'm forgetting the other brother's name.
John, what podcast you on?
Yeah. But give a little plug for it in the chat room there, Johnny.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. It's mostly, he says even two, it's mostly them two and whoever they have in. But he's there every week. There's a mic in front of him. You know what I mean?
I'll call in.
Well, no one. Why did it just get to you? No one.
'Cause
I wasn't even.
Because I
It wasn't
infiltrate.
even about
That's what
you.
I do.
No.
I infiltrate everything.
I will be about you.
I
don't
will infiltrate a
understand.
90210 podcast if you let me.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, that would be. I would insist that you do. If you found a 90210 podcast
I will
that was
infiltrate
gonna
it.
wanted you on, I'd be like, go now. You could just don't even call me until it's fucking done, because I don't want to know anything else until I hear you go. And then fucking Donna. And then fuck, like, that's the only name. That's the only character name I can pull out right now. Is fucking Donna. Here you
Brenda.
go. And Brendan.
Brenda.
Brendan, whoever. Same guy. All right, so maybe you need to start a 90210 podcast.
It wouldn't go very far.
No, you know what? That should be the misdirect. Package it like it's a 90210 podcast, but it's just the J show once you get in and start listening to
And
it.
it's me talking shit about
Yeah.
the 90210 podcast.
If you came for 90210, you're fucking beat. Get out of here.
My only connection with 90210 was I used to date girls that watched it when I would go over her house. You know what I mean? And that's when I
about
would
as
have
close.
to sit down and watch.
If I sat through an episode, that's why. You know what? I had someone, a friend of mine. We were all hanging out, and she was like, "You guys got to see this." I watched it last night. I see tapes like every one of them, I guess, you know. And she's like, and I don't know who Luke Perry played, but whatever his characters were, Dylan.
Yeah,
Dylan.
yeah, it
She's
was-
like, Dylan spit. I'm like, what? She's like, he spit like on TV. Like they never do that on shows. And she had it all queued up for us, like, you know what I mean? So like, all right.
I will say that.
And yeah, he definitely kind of gets this awkward moment where like him and the girl don't know what to do. I think they're breaking up or some bullshit, and he kind of like it's a dead silence, and he just kind of looks off to the side. And it wasn't like that though. It wasn't like the I'm anger spitting. He was just kind of like
the only thing is this. I will say
you know,
this.
just spit off to the side. Like it was kind of like the idea was realistic, but it looked manufactured as fuck. Like you know.
Like Luke Perry, I think, is probably the most
We're not kidding.
serviceable
I
of those actors.
didn't mean to open up this Luke Perry.
No,
pit.
because he's in Tarantino's new film.
well, finally something happened.
Well, this
to
means
him.
he'll work
Oz.
cheap.
He was in Oz, I think.
Yeah, he did a run in Oz, I think.
But
No, yeah, so he's tried. He had a show on Showtime that I thought was going to be something. Jericho. I think it was Jericho. No, not Jericho. That was a CBS
no,
show.
there's a few independent
Showtime.
films too that he did that
All
he
right,
tried to
listen,
break
this is
out
not
of
the
that.
Luke
Yeah.
Perry
You know what I mean?
report.
I'm just saying.
I didn't
Thank you,
realize.
because I was
We're
about
on
to get
the
involved in it, and I didn't want to. So.
Your instincts were going like, actually, I know a thing about Luke Perry I
Yeah.
can bring in right here. And that's where we're cutting the line. And then let's just stop. All right? Let's give those kids in the chat room something to do.
All right.
Like a little thing.
It wasn't a Luke Perry report. I was just giving you some
I know.
fucking knowledge.
I wasn't calling it just on you, you fuck.
All right.
It was on everybody.
What are you gonna do? Luke Perry a porn movie?
This cigar is good. Another,
Chat roll, chat game.
What is the chat game, Bill?
Chat game. Apocalyptic Kid Shows.
Okay.
Like Mr. Rogers' Thunderdome.
Oh, you mean post-apocalyptic?
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, it could be right during the apocalypse or after it's landed, whichever way. But there's no pre-apocalyptic, that's for sure.
Like Romperdome.
There you go. Romperdome. You know, that kind of stuff, kids. All right, so there you go. You got a couple of examples. Take it. Run with the bit.
Mr. Rogers' Thunderdome is funny, actually.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Ed didn't write it.
But the best thing is that I just want I wish I had a line of all Tina Turner's dialogue right now and just read that off as Mr. Rogers. You know? Yeah, it's not
Two men enter, one man leaves.
Two men enter. One man leaves.
You're nothing but a baggedy man.
You're nothing but a baggedy man.
I enjoy Thunderdome. He gets pissed on a lot, but I enjoy it. It's
And
no
Ma-
Road Warrior.
Well, it's no Mr. Rogers either. I'll tell you that.
Well, fuck Mr. Rogers.
Well,
I was just picturing Mr. Rogers fighting with little hand puppets on.
instead of the chainsaw, he's got the hand
King
puppet.
Friday.
He's
King
got
Friday.
King Friday on one hand, and what's the name?
The kitten?
the princess, or the
Any of them,
or the
really.
queen, whatever
They're
her name
all-
was,
They're all soft.
I watched a few of them. I mean,
Who
back in
didn't?
the day.
Who didn't?
or the little witch with the stick. Remember her?
Lady Elaine.
There you go. That's the one hand, and King Friday's the other.
There you go. He's got the good one and the bad one. And I guess his only weapon is the boomerang, zoomerang,
King
toomerang.
Friday.
All right, so
he could bring in the trolley to run him over.
that's the bit.
That's the special
secret
move.
weapon. That's it. Like he takes the trolley like out of his pocket or whatever, and like rolls it on the ground, and like the other guy slips on it like a skateboard type thing, like
Right.
that bit, like
I was thinking more like like a special maneuver in a fight game, which brings out like another character.
Mr.
It's
McFeely comes running in.
Yeah. Well, like a Capcom, like where you're fighting and the guy come flying out of the corner and smash into the opponent for you.
Right. But it'd be like Mr. McFeely. Oh, but you meant the trolley, though.
Right, the trolley.
I'm just trying to figure out how to
that
get
would be
Mr.
the special,
McFeely.
like as a special move. You have to
Right,
like pull off the fighting maneuver on the controller. you know?
Right. The special combo.
Right.
That'd be funny. All right, kids. So enjoy that, and
Yeah, we were.
we're gonna get to news in a second, but Uncle Jay,
What?
I don't know. What's going on with you? How you been? We didn't see you for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Yeah.
Did you miss us?
I did.
Yeah. Did you listen to the show at all?
I did.
And
In abundance.
in abundance.
Yeah. Like back to back.
Back to back. Well, those 2 episodes. Yeah. That's first of all, you didn't have to listen that much. You could have taken a break. in
You're right. I
between.
shouldn't have. There's a couple things I want to address.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Envelopes.
So this is 164, correct?
Correct. This
All
is
right. So
160.
back in 162,
Oh shit! He made notes, folks.
I did make a note. I just want to say Shinnecock because everybody else was saying
Fair
Shinnecock
enough,
over and
fair
over
enough,
again.
fair
So I
enough.
just wanted to join in the fun and say Shinnecock.
Don't want to be left out of that. I don't blame you. It's one of those kinds of words.
Don't like the fact that Ed wouldn't let me have my Ron Howard retweet to myself.
Okay.
He had to throw in and say that, oh, he's the second person on the Wicked Theory podcast because he's a little bitch. So I'd like to ask Ed, but he's not here today.
Right.
But what was the context of his retweetion of Ron Howard retweeting,
Right.
whatever that was?
What was the context when Ron Howard retweeted Ed?
And did he mention it on the show? Because, overall, whether or not it was important or not,
I
no one
think
gives
he-
a shit.
I seem to remember he did, but I don't think he went on about it as much as you went on about how much you were upset. Like, Ron Howard tweeted you.
I was pretty happy about it
I'm only
because
fucking with you.
no, I was pretty happy about it because
Yeah.
it was a cause I believed in. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know what Ed's thing was, but overall,
Yeah, I don't recall either.
no one cares.
It was probably about American Graffiti or something like that anyway.
You guys were mentioning Paul
else?
McCartney and Wings.
I think so.
Somebody's thinking it was Wings. Someone thought it was Paul McCartney at Wings. It was both.
Therefore lies the confusion.
Yeah,
though.
it
'Cause
was
at one
Paul
point
McCartney
we
and
were in
Wings.
Then
It was
just
Wings. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it brought me to a story, and this is just a little anecdote about
Thank-
what my TV instructor told me about life.
Thank God.
He said to me,
Mm-hmm.
Jason, there's Paul McCartney in the Beatles, and there's Paul McCartney in Wings.
Right.
Once you figure that out, life will be fine. That's exactly what he told me.
I think there's a metaphor in there, as long as it's metaphor.
One worked, one didn't.
Well, yeah.
There's that.
And I think, if I remember correctly, Wings worked for like one song. But anyway, not to
and
get too deep into that rabbit hole.
One more thing. Somebody asked me
Well, they had a
who
couple.
I'm only kidding.
I have to kill, fuck.
Oh, yeah, the F, Mary, kill
Yeah,
out of
it was
that list.
Lady Blackhawk, Harley Quinn, and Catwoman.
Right, that was your
You
list.
were closest.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We all tried to guess.
You were closest. But this is what I have to say.
Okay.
It depends on who's drawing the characters.
Fuck, we didn't even bring that in. We didn't even bring that in.
Because Lady Blackhawk is looking fine these days.
Okay, sure. The current
You
version,
know what I'm
probably
saying?
kinda
And I
thing.
would marry that in a heartbeat.
Right, the
You know what
modern
I'm saying?
style. I got you.
But if it's Margot Robbie as Harlequin,
You're right,
you'd never
right,
see me
right.
again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is pretty much how the modern continuity is now.
But at the
She's
end of the
based
day,
more on that. Yeah.
At the end of the day, Catwoman is marriage material to me because she's sexy, slinky, and villainous all in the same package, and I like that.
All right, just you keep the windows locked because she's like a cat. She sneaks out in the night.
So I would probably fuck Lady Blackhawk, kill Harlequin, and
deal with the incessant purring
right, exactly.
for the rest of my life.
Well, Catwoman would probably end up being like loyal to you if she's really in love with you, but don't fuck around on her because she'll slit your throat while you sleep.
Yeah, she'll cut you up, bro.
And I'm not worried about Joker because he don't fuck with me.
Oh, let's not even get into that. Let's not build you up too much.
I'm building myself. You can join in or not join in.
Hey, look, I'll back you up pretty much all the way.
Yeah,
right?
like I said that, now I'm going over here. You understand? And that's where I'll stay. You guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I got my
said it.
bit. I did my thing.
right.
I got you.
So there's that.
But
there's
all right,
a lot
so-
of deli ranting.
Yeah, I know.
Salute.
That was hard for you to probably sit through. I'm
And
sorry about
and
that.
Final thing
So,
is
Bill, favorite sandwich to make?
Probably
Salami
something.
provolone.
Something easier, like tuna salad, because it's a scoop out of a thing. You slap it together, you throw it out.
I was thinking kid sandwich, bologna, a little mustard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you want to get in on?
No,
on
I
this
do
conversation?
because I can go for a nice salami and provolone.
Oh my God! All right. I
then.
totally forgot that I brought a big loaf of prosciutto bread.
Oh, nice.
And
Can we have some?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna set it up in a minute or two. Let me when we get to one of your stories, that's
All right.
when I'll stop listening and go through that.
See, if Ed were here, I would appreciate
Right.
it.
You want me to get it now? I stopped listening a while ago.
No. We need you to do the intro for the news because that's where we're up to now.
And
so.
James is not in the chat, but I'm just going to give him a double
Oh,
fuck you.
yeah, that's great because James deserves a double fuck you every
Yeah.
once in a while because he loves to throw those around.
That's all I
at you.
wanted to say.
He loves to throw those around at you.
Looks like a couple of those questions will be coming back next week when Ed feels better.
There you go. Uncle Jay,
Yeah.
it's news time.
Is it?
I knew there was one more. All right.
I was waiting for somebody to
Say something.
speak in staccato so I could stomp on it.
Who wants to go
along
first?
with it.
You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Well, let me. I don't have a lot for this. Let me just drop this down.
Jay needs to go first. He hasn't been here in 2 weeks.
I got it. It's all building up.
Want me to go first? I'll go first. No, I'm kidding.
No, because I just something I need to read off. So go ahead and then
Yeah.
I'll go in.
They're making a Monster Squad documentary.
No shit.
Yes, shit. And it's called Wolfman's Got Nards.
That's excellent.
That's perfect, right?
That's perfect.
That is perfect.
So I didn't realize it because there's a trailer up that just dropped this week if people are interested. But I didn't realize it didn't. It was like a cultural kind of thing at the time. Like it had some good. It wasn't really considered a success though,
No.
studio wise. But it got good reviews and stuff like that. Being what it was,
It did. It was a cable and video rental hit.
But that's the thing. That's where I found its legs. So there's it was directed by Fred Decker and co-written by Shane Black. Actually, back in 1987, it kind of bombed on release, but in the last 30 years, it's gained a huge cult following. And so now there's this is coming out now, and let's see what we got in here. So actually, for those who don't know, the Monster Squad was kind of like the setup is basically, it's because they say in the trailer, the guy's idea was like, I wanted to try and do like Little Rascals meet the Universal Monsters.
Correct.
But they're not that young. They're actually in their teens, in their early teens for this. So it's a little bit like Goonies type age kids.
Right.
If you haven't seen this. And I loved this as a kid. It
Yeah,
was
me
a
too.
lot of fun. And not like, and as a kid too, it was like I was just past the point where like, it's not scary for me, but maybe like little kids could have found it scary. But I was still enjoying it though. Like I was still kind of having fun with it. Like, I got the kind of tongue-in-cheeky kind of thing a little bit. I was at that right age for it, I think, where it's like it worked on me like on all levels, like it was supposed to.
In the 80s, there was a lot of films like that had a very cool campiness to it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh yeah, Fright Night.
And that's exactly, because that guy did a movie called Night of the Creeps. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's Fred Decker as well. So he definitely had that down, for that cool campiness kind of thing. But he made the material work, and it actually, for the most part, got great reviews. Mm-hmm. And they were both hits on rental and hits on cable.
Because it was creepy style material that played for kids.
Right. And this is the team that's doing the next Predator, Bill.
Right.
Fred Dekker wrote this new Predator movie with Shane Black.
I like the commercials for that.
So do I. I think it looks really damn good. I don't know if anybody's seen it.
I'm not normally into seeing a thematic movie like this over and over again. Like I saw the first one, I saw the second one. The Adrian Brody one, and there's been a few others.
Well, there was
Right.
the
How
Alien versus Predator.
Right. So, I'm not so sure about the theme here in the city, but that's where they would go hunting if they came here, really.
Right.
They wouldn't be in the woods looking for animals. They would be in the cities, or they would be in, maybe third world cities, but, they would be in cities.
Well, the thing is Fred Dekker, what I like about Fred Dekker is that he's got something different to say all the time with his stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, he's actually responsible for the third RoboCop film, and there was some definite cool things in that, but we all know that was taken out of the hands of Frank
Yeah, that
Miller
kind of became some other thing,
But I just think that this is cool because I've seen other docs on horror movies of yesteryear. Like, actually, a guy that I know did the documentary for Pet Sematary, and he's doing one for It as well.
Okay.
John Campiano, his name is.
Because they're tight.
Exactly. You can see those on Amazon. So, yeah, I'll definitely check this out.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to really kind of follow the cult, status of it and how it kind of like. Obviously, they're going to cover the process, how it did and how it was made and all that kind of stuff, and then it's going to get into the cult following that kind of brought it back to life a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right, so Jay, let's jump over to you because we'll go back and forth on a couple of these, and I see you got some stuff that you put in here
Couple
too.
things. Indiana Jones 5, they decided to bring in a new screenwriter. And it's the guy that wrote Solo.
Okay.
So it looks like that Lucasfilm isn't paying much attention to the hate that it got because of stupid reasons, because John Kasdan is now writing the next Indiana Jones film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, John Kasdan's a good. He's a great writer.
He's a great writer to begin with. Yeah.
Chances are he probably saved that Solo film.
Yes, he did.
From being some other thing, but. Look, opinions are going to vary across this table on this, but like I am not happy because to me this just means that they're still making it.
And you don't want no more.
No. Unless this is the indie movie where we're going to have most of it be flashback to when he was younger, and we'll have some other actor, and that'll be the way that we get a new young Indiana Jones. Then I'm fine with that.
We had that already.
No, we had some kid.
The Young Indiana Jones.
That was a TV show, yeah, but that was a TV show, and that's fine with me. If we want to try and make the movies that's cool too. We can do that, but I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch an older Indiana Jones start to tell the story, and maybe we'll just only get a little bit of those flashbacks or something. Establish a kid and transition out, because I'm not buying a 70-year-old, fucking 80-year-old dude fucking running around saving the day anymore. Not running. If he's doing it, fine, maybe, but not running.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I can.
Maybe he can do it on a rascal.
Fair enough. Something. Give him a skateboard. Give him an old soapbox scooter.
I don't think he did half bad as
Yeah, I mean,
Han Solo in Force Awakens.
No, but you do have to admit he was a little bit slow. Some of his movements looked elderly.
Oh, right, yeah.
So how is that going to translate to running through tunnels, jumping over
That's what I'm
boulders?
saying. Indy's more action adventure. More,
No, I get it.
The Star Wars stuff, he's a little bit more like, it's scenes and the fighting is usually gunplay and chasing, driving a ship. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that I felt like with Indiana Jones 4 was hard for me to fucking swallow sometimes. And they didn't really do as much of it because now they had the kid in there to kind of give him that crazy shit to do.
That's my only problem with that movie.
Yeah, is the Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
That's
a lot
what
of people.
ruins that for me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I buy the whole Aliens bit. I buy old Indy. That's fine.
Yeah, see, but when he banged one, that's when I was out. Oh, he didn't bang any alien bitches in that?
No.
Okay. Wrong movie. Maybe I was watching the porn parody.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Indiana Bones
in the Temple of Hot Green Babes. Or some shit.
All I know is that
It's a Star Trek
I think that
crossover.
a really good script is in order
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look,
So
I think the thing is that I'm just hoping that they're looking at the franchise like are we going to try to keep this going for like a possible 6 and 7 that's got Harrison Ford, or are we kind of just going to maybe start to close the door somehow on this? And I'm hoping that it's the latter. At the very least, that it's them closing the door on it somehow, and it's finding a worthwhile swan song type thing. But I mean, you just can't run forever with it anymore. He's just too old for it now.
Right.
It's like how long could it's like if he was making boxing movies still. You know what I mean? This guy. You know what I mean? At his age, at his look. Stallone's not even fucking doing it anymore.
I think he's got one more in him.
Yeah.
But maybe pass it now.
Yeah.
Not reboot, pass it.
But that's the thing. How do you pass it?
Because I feel that whoever, I don't think Shia LaBeouf is coming back.
No,
and he shouldn't.
No, he
But
burned
if
the
you were
bridges.
going to pass the torch to something, then you can actually have these movies take place in the '60s.
No, and I get that, but that's
give that
what I'm saying. That's the idea. But how do you do that? Do you bring in another new character
Yes.
who's quasi-related to him?
Yes.
No, I don't think you need to bring someone who's related because he's a professor.
So it's about giving that person...
He could be looking for someone to be his what was it?
Protege?
His assistant.
His young legs?
Like a
And
worthy...
Starts out with this person
Right.
on this journey, and then along the way realizes, hey, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
You got to do this part.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think they start the movie with, oh my God, that kid who's in the last movie who was my son died. Let me
Yes.
get that right out of the way.
Yes.
And then it's like my young, good-looking, dashing assistant who's in his early 20s, who's a student at the college I'm teaching at, and me end up on this adventure, and he ends up doing a lot of the grunt
It
work.
would definitely need to be somebody...
That's simple.
It would definitely need to be somebody charismatic and can hold the torch to him.
A younger Chris Pratt type.
Something of
You
that
want
order.
you want
Yeah.
to find a Lara Croft,
Sure, I'll take a female.
or what's the one you like to
lady.
play? What's the one game you like to play?
Tiddlywinks.
No, the video game.
Well,
That's like Tomb Raider,
that's like Tomb Raider.
PlayStation 4, Drake.
Oh yeah, the Uncharted stuff.
Uncharted.
Yeah. Well, they're
Yeah.
doing those movies.
You know,
they got the
but
Spider-Man
I'm
kid
saying
for that.
as a character, like
As
a
to
type
base
of
it on.
character.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah. Just
And-
like that.
Because then, at least for that, it's almost like you took the Rocky Balboa character and you made him the secondary character in
Right,
Creed.
but there you go. Yeah.
That's how they passed that torch.
So
now you can do it like this, and you can even bring him back as an older guy, as a mentor.
Here's a
he's the
thought.
man in the chair now.
Yes.
That's all.
Here's a left field thought.
Okay.
Tie it into the Tomb Raiders.
Okay.
Okay.
Just directly say fuck it. Okay.
Spy. Now, because there was one Tomb Raider game where she worked with somebody else. I believe his name might have been Curtis Stone or something like that. And they had to work together, and it was one of those games where they had to work. It was kind of like teamwork. This guy had to press the lever, so she'd go through the door. She could pull the lever so he could move.
Right.
Kind of crap. So you bring in a character like that from like Tomb Raider as his assistant.
Yeah.
Now that ties into her whole lineage as he's like goes and helps her. She don't ever have to come in here. Just like have him.
Right, but it's enough of a transition kind of thing that
Right,
you can
so you
bridge
could
the
say-
two universes kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. A little backdoor link up.
That's a big topic these days. Tying
I
shit
can't
together.
tell who will hate that more, the Tomb Raider fans or the Indiana Jones fans.
And you just
I
cost
don't know,
the budget.
Jay. How do you feel about that?
I see $450 million budget.
There is that too. There is that to consider. All right.
So that's the way to go for that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. If they can find a good secondary character to help transition it out, make him the man in the chair, make him like those Batman cartoons, Batman Unlimited, where Bruce is now, I'm the guy in the cave. I'm sending the kid out in the suit to go do shit.
I'm just glad
I like that.
Lucasfilm is giving this to Kasdan because it's a clear sign that they were sitting on a gold mine with Solo as a script.
I mean, that's not that.
yeah.
I don't think it's that necessarily.
I think it's
I think
them
it just
giving
shows
him
that
a
they still
shot.
have faith in him.
Yeah,
They don't
well,
consider
yeah.
him any part of the problem.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, the problem is fans.
Yeah, I think they're aware of that
Yeah.
because all signs indicate
Good.
that they might have said, okay, let's just reassess, but they're not stopping anything.
Yep.
All right. So, all right, we'll ping pong it back to me here for a little bit. Brother Bob actually brought this to my attention earlier
Oh,
today.
you talk about this, yeah.
I don't know if it's how every because here's the thing, like so the Avengers 4 title potentially probably got leaked out, so I don't know how much of a spoiler it is because once you find out the name that this is, it doesn't seem very spoilery, and it's like why would they have made such a big deal about it?
And it's actually a line from the movie.
And it's a line from the movie. But people want to search it out, they can search it out. I won't bother spoiling it, just in case.
Right.
But it's out there, and it seems to hold up. You can look it up in the articles. It seems like it leaked. Someone put it on their resume, and now it's not on his resume. So even if it was like a name they were using temporarily in-house as a holder,
Right.
maybe, maybe not. Who knows still at this point. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
it was up on his resume. People saw it.
Yeah.
And now it's down.
Potentially the real name. Possibly. It's you know what it is? It's a 50-50 really.
Yeah.
Because the Russos have said that they weren't going to use a line from this movie to title the next.
Right.
But this is a line that Doctor Strange actually says in the movie.
Yeah. So.
So.
And it's not that like when you like us beating around the bush about it is almost building it up too
Right.
much because if
Yeah.
you go look it up right now, you'd be like, okay, guys, you could have just said that. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this very well could be that it's just like you were saying, the in-house code name.
Yeah.
For the movie.
Or a placeholder
a
type.
placeholder type thing. And they may have already may have even been told in-house that it's okay to use that. If
Yeah,
you
like
wanna,
on
he might have been
stuff.
like, "Look, can I put this on my resume?" And they were like,
Well,
"Yeah."
yeah.
You know, they might have been like, just use the code name." You know.
Yeah,
We don't know
I
the
doubt
whole
he was
story.
given.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I doubt he would have been
ultimately
given
saying.
any. I doubt he would have been given any okay on that. Like, because they would have just been like, no, just put Avengers 4.
Well, I think you would want to be careful because Marvel is probably the one place where you want to keep working.
Oh no, yeah, well that's what I mean.
And
Like
he's
you would
done a
want to
lot of
buy
work.
them. Like I could see, like you're saying, definitely want to buy them. But I would see them just probably being like, well, just call it Avengers 4, and then when we put it out, then adjust your resume or something. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of feel like he might have goofed it up. Jay.
Yeah.
How about those Saturn Awards?
Yeah, this is the only awards ceremony that should be mentioned on this show.
Yeah, I have a Saturn.
The Saturn. That's a car.
Yeah, and it's a pretty lame car too.
So no award for that.
All right.
But the Saturn Awards, what's the deal with those? What are those for people who
The
don't
Saturn Awards is the Academy of Science Fiction, Horror, and Fantasy.
know? Nice.
All right. Now, over the years, they've incorporated action, adventure, and thriller in there. But these are the awards that basically pop culture people know
And should be paying attention
and
to.
should be paying attention to because this means that the stuff that we watch
Right.
constantly is
Yeah.
getting the top honors this time.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? This is the stuff that Ed should be listing. And not fucking Golden Globes and fucking Academy Awards because
Should we put a moratorium on the...
No French cartoon movies.
Right.
You know, about the vagina.
Right. If the French cartoon movies are about robots, that's fine.
Now, the one thing you need to know about these fucking awards is that this is like a February to February kind of a thing.
Right.
So anything released last February to this past February is eligible.
As opposed to January to December.
Black Panther kind of swept.
Yeah, I could see
is
it.
what's happening.
Well, that deserves a lot for like the cinematography, design, costuming.
Right. And the difference between me running something down as opposed to Ed running something down.
Right.
You guys seen some of these things.
Well, for this particular rundown, right.
So basically,
You could be a little nicer to Ed.
no, I don't. I don't have to fucking be nice to him at all.
Fucking evil.
And yeah,
Okay, fine.
exactly.
Sorry.
Every podcast needs his fucking villain.
Every show needs a villain.
Yeah,
You're right.
exactly.
You're right.
But science fiction film went to Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
Best comic to film motion picture went to Black Panther,
I love just the idea of that category.
which is probably a new
I'm
category.
sorry, can you repeat that category again?
Best comic to film motion picture.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's
Nice.
beating out
That's
Guardians
definitely respectful.
and Logan and whatever.
Whatever else fell in that year.
Whatever fell into that year.
Right.
Fantasy film was Shape of Water. Horror film was Get Out.
Okay. Cool.
Now, here's where things get a little silly, because I
Okay.
said to you earlier, they're putting action adventure films. Went to The Greatest Showman, which was that Hugh Jackman,
musical circus
which
thing.
is odd.
Yeah.
It's very, very odd. But then again,
We didn't
The
see it.
Martian won Best Comedy at the Golden Globes, so that's...
Fair enough. All of these award shows, even the ones we want to support, you got to take it with a pinch of salt, I guess.
So Best Thriller film went to 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri,
Thriller, okay.
which is odd. Best International film went to a movie I never heard of, Bahubali 2, The Conclusion.
Well,
Ed's seen
saw
it about 3
Ed
times.
saw it, yeah.
Yeah, he saw it 3 times. Best animated film was Coco. Best independent film was Wonder. I won't say anything because
Okay.
I'm villain, and it's about a kid with disfigured face.
Right. We won't go there.
I don't want hate mail.
You're
thrown
not
back
that
at me.
evil. I got you. There's a limit to your evil. There's only a guy can only be so evil.
Your acting awards. Your four mains.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill gets it for Last Jedi.
Never heard of it. Go on.
Gail
film.
Gadot.
Gal got it.
Yeah, Gail Gadot is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Supporting actor went to Patrick Stewart for Logan. I'm very happy to hear say
Nice.
that.
Nice.
Right. Oh, that's something I want to talk about in the meanwhile.
Sure.
Okay.
Remind me.
Supporting actress went to Danai Gurira for Black Panther.
Nice.
And
nice.
best performance by a younger actor went to Tom Holland for Spider-Man.
For Spider-Man.
So I'm not going to list everything else. I'm just going to say that Coogler won director.
The Cougs.
Writing went to Ryan Johnson for The Last Jedi. Fuck you, fans. Because he actually won a fucking award for his screenplay. What are you pissing and moaning about?
Yeah. Well, you know how trolls are. They'll just be like, yeah, but he didn't win some other thing.
But science fiction and fantasy
I'm talking about trolls.
awards,
I'm not talking.
yeah,
I'm just
trolls,
talking, I'm just
fuck
talking about how
them.
trolls work.
But I'll say the last thing here. For movies, special effects went to Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
All right. Woohoo! Woohoo! The Saturn Awards. The awards for the planet Saturn.
If you guys want to look at the rest of the list of what won a TV, go to Dark Horizons. There is a whole list of everything else.
There you go. So,
Congratulations to Ryan Johnson
keeping it
and Mark Hamill.
and Mark Hamill. So, keeping it moving a little bit. Just want to throw this out there, just see what happens, because there's not a lot of details, just a little bit of early stage speculation. But we don't talk about video games too much. But I thought this would be interesting, maybe that Google now is thinking about. It seems anyway, it appears to be working on maybe its own game console that they want to get into the game war, as it were.
Really?
And I think if anybody could, it would be them, because we all laughed at Microsoft when Microsoft first announced that, we're going to start doing video games. Everybody was like, yeah, okay, like that's not
it
what
was
you
the Xbox, right?
Yeah, and everyone was like, that's not what you do. That's stupid. So anybody who's like dismissing this, maybe I'm going to just say slow your roll, because Google rarely does anything half-ass, first of all, and secondly, like this is a perfect. This feels like the only, like one of those things that, why aren't they doing it? Because they do everything, and it made me think, like, yeah, give it enough time, now Apple's going to have their own game system too. Like, you know what I mean? But
Can I say something?
yeah,
real
sure,
quick?
jump in.
I will never underestimate Microsoft, because Microsoft stepped in and reinvented the fucking cash register.
Okay.
Okay? If they can reinvent the fucking cash register as we know it, they can reinvent fucking anything. Because I was there. I was working at a store where they actually took the regular cash register
right.
and replaced it with the Atrium register, which was a Microsoft-operated cash register.
Okay, what, digital touchscreen and all that? You mean?
Well, no, but I mean, this is early 90s.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But the fact that everything was just by computer screen, computer scanning, and everything was just top of
It was
the line
that real
shit.
next level shit at the time, yeah.
Right. And I think that, if they got their hands in that kind of technology, I don't put it past them to do anything. And the Xbox was a huge fucking winner.
Right, but I think it just goes to show that certain companies at a certain size, if they take on these endeavors,
Yeah.
they're so less likely to fail. Because what Xbox people sometimes say about Microsoft is that, like, there's certain points in their history with it where, like, it's not working or it's not, getting the market share, but they're like, fuck it, we're just going to keep dumping money into it until it fucking works.
Well,
And-
that's been
and-
the story the entire time, basically, with
Yeah.
the Xbox. I mean, they've had strong periods,
Right.
but they've always been number 2 to Sony,
Right.
basically because Japan hates on anything that isn't Japanese.
Fair enough, right. They had that,
Right.
that
They basically
solid
won't buy
lock
anything-
on that market, yeah.
Yeah, they basically, and that's the big number 2 market, really, for video games.
Sure. But Google now supposedly has they formally hired a video game executive named Phil Harrison, and he's been picking up talent recently from both console manufacturers. And
George Harrison?
No, Phil
Phil Harrison.
with
okay.
one L,
Oh,
maybe
sorry.
maybe related.
I heard that wrong. Sorry.
The ghost of George Harrison. I like video games. I can't touch the
My
controllers.
sweet Lord.
Who
I can't touch the
actually
control,
died here on
but-
Staten Island, too.
Yeah, he died out here.
Did he?
Yeah, he died in the hospital.
Yeah,
out
he
here.
came out here for
Some kind of cancer treatment.
cancer treatment that was experimental. There was only one place, or in the whole city of New York, doing it. Only one place, I guess, one or two places in the world.
Shit. That's
Well, we
sad.
had a specialist.
Yeah.
Something made
Yeah.
Staten Island
So he was actually,
special on
so
that
he was
for
out
some
here at
reason.
Staten Island University
Rest in
Hospital.
peace.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so although he came all the way out here to get saved,
I'm 18 years late, but rest
And he
in
bought a
peace.
mandolin, too.
I tend to say, yeah, we killed a beetle. That's how
That's fucked up.
That's how I look at it. I'm like, everyone's like, he came out here, like, and what? Yeah, he died, right? That's what you're gonna say next? like that's our claim to
Yeah.
fame. George Harrison died out here. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. I'll stick with the Christina
we
Aguilera.
used-
Spent a year out here.
we used to get a bunch of celebrities that no one really noticed because of Mandolin Brothers guitar store.
Right. Usually that was like the only thing that would bring
Right.
them through. They would
Right.
if they grew up here and got famous, they never came back.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
But like usually the only real attraction, especially for musicians, is the Mandolin Brothers.
Yeah, Mandolin Brothers was rated number 3 in the world throughout its entire existence.
Yeah.
As far as being one of the top 3 stringed instrument stores on the planet.
Right, because manufacturers too, not just
Yeah.
so that anybody
Yeah.
else doesn't hear that and get the confusion.
Yeah.
Like
So-
literally, like making guitars.
So they repaired John Entwistle's basses.
Sure.
They would fly over on the Concorde, on the Guard.
And
they'd go pick them up at the airport, and then these guys would like hang out with the guitars.
Yeah.
You know?
I just needed tuned.
They,
so
they
George-
sold Jimi Hendrix guitar.
So
George Harrison's
cousin
Googling
Phil,
anyway,
now.
yeah.
cousin Phil with
His cousin Phil.
But anyway, and they also just recently at E3 they met up with a couple of video game companies and reportedly to gauge interest on a streaming platform and look at development studios that they might be able to purchase in their entirety. So chances are, if they're going to come in, they're going to come in hot and hard.
Oh, they'll buy Steam right off the bat. They'll go.
Yeah.
They'll go in with an offer to buy Steam
Or
one of these other lesser networks, maybe even one of.
See, that's
one
the
of
thing.
one
Like
of the-
Steam is a
what's it,
distributor,
Second
but I think
Life?
the Stream is a distributor, but I think what they want to do, according to this, is make. You know what I mean, and all
Yeah,
that.
but
Steam
when
is
you-
a great way in.
Yeah,
but that's
when you're
there's-
buying Steam, you're buying the company. Which company? It's because it's a video game making.
They do.
company.
They do make games.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I know it's a
Yeah, I
service that
forget-
like you can put your
Yeah,
games
Steam.
up on.
Yeah, Steam is a service. I forget which company made it. It might be EA
Okay.
or maybe not EA,
But one of the big names.
yeah. Who's got World of Warcraft?
I no.
Well, I
But those
think
guys,
one
right?
of those, yeah, so
Okay.
one of those guys, big guys.
Right.
So you could buy them, and they're a major house, they're a major publishing thing. They can
Giant foothold in the market.
foothold in the market, and Google's got more money than anybody else on earth, so they could just walk in and say,
Yeah.
how much? Just
Yeah.
imagine a number.
Just
All right.
throw a number out.
Yeah, just
Skajillion? Yeah, we got those.
how much do you really want to be able to spend every day for the rest of your life?
Right. So you, Bob, said just a little while ago that you had something. For meanwhile, to
Yes,
remind you.
actually, I got it right here too.
Woo!
Last week,
Yeah.
Ed was talking about how Star Trek is the guys involved with Star Trek. They're going to be doing 4 shows.
Right.
I heard.
All right, on CBS All Access, right?
Right.
4 new shows, and one of them was supposedly going to be involving Sir Patrick Stewart.
Right. There was some talk there for a second.
Right. Well, basically, that is almost a done deal.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Basically, the source that was being quoted by a UK newspaper, because they're huge Trekkies over there. Patrick is looking pretty good to get back on board the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
There are some aspects of the deal to be finalized, but there is a verbal commitment from all parties.
Huh.
Okay. Let's see if I can find a little more here. Anyway, that's basically the point, right?
Right. Not a
So,
lot has come out just yet.
Not a lot
about
has come out, but
There have been actual conversations.
yeah, there's no one is really trying to say anything against this whole idea at all.
Right.
There's been nothing but positive response to this, even though no one's coming out and saying yes.
Mm-hmm,
So looks like this is going to be a done deal.
Done diddy deal. Make something
And
happen,
it looks
man.
like he is going to be on the Enterprise.
Nice. Oh yeah. Huh? Well, that's
They mentioned that in here. In the quote, it says Patrick is looking pretty good to get back on board the Enterprise.
right.
So that's a key thing. So now,
Okay. Well, hey, look,
so we're
sounds
gonna get
good.
another Enterprise show.
Maybe.
Get off my bridge.
1701D,
Get off my bridge.
or is it E now?
You know what? It's been a while.
Yeah, it
We
might
could've-
actually even be F
Or X. We might
be a new one.
Who knows? They lose ships like fucking. I lose.
Oh no, I know where it's up to.
Okay.
It's,
well, where it left off.
yeah, I don't remember if they destroyed the last ship in the last movie, Nemesis.
Right.
That was the E. That
Right,
was
but
the new ship.
my joke was just that like there's
right,
a gap.
Yeah, there's
now.
always a yeah.
There's a gap now,
Yeah.
so who knows?
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I
who knows?
lost 7 other ships.
Yeah,
And
true.
They keep giving me more.
He still looks reasonably young for someone who lives in that era, because in that era you're supposed to live to be 160.
Right, so he could be.
He could be 110 and look
Right.
like he's 60.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Hooked on barbiturates.
So
Let's feel. How old is that dude right now? Actually,
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I would say he's 73.
You guys want to put the
where's
bets
Edwin
in? Put your
Yanino?
bets in.
I'm going to say he's 73.
Bob, what do you think?
I'm saying, yeah, 72, because that's close.
77.
Ooh, 77, really? He's
Yep.
older.
That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hooked on barbiturates.
Hey, maybe he'll have to do it in a wheelchair.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, and finally it'll be like
And it'd be
it's
like
just Professor X and everything. That's all. You know.
Yeah, his performance in Logan was really damn good, though. It was different.
He's
It
a
was
phenomenal
different
actor,
performance,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason they got him for Star Trek was because he's a phenomenal actor, and it elevated the show out of the gate.
Very true, yes.
You know, just having him.
Yes.
You know, so
You're a Starfleet officer.
that was a smart move, but getting him. For
Every
the show.
episode felt like fucking King Lear or some shit. It's like
I must possess Waxana.
expect him to walk out of his captain's quarters with the Horatio
I could
skull
just
in
see
his
the
hand.
intro though.
Fuck.
I will make them pay.
Now listen to you. Got to think about the intro now.
Oh,
because
okay.
He's 77, so if he space, the final frontier. Here's on the voyage of the starship, Stargazer.
Well, him giving out the captain's log numbers will be like Stardate 13
Stardate
4, 5.
8675309. I'm sorry, did I stomp on a?
No, not just once. All right, so moving right along. That's it.
Well, we got one last thing that
we
the
do.
three of us
we
can probably...
yeah, we do have a sad
Yeah, play the taps music.
a sad downer, a sad moment.
As we speak,
Yes.
we got about an hour and 4 minutes to the official death of Toys R Us.
Holy shit, folks. It's the end of an era.
It sucks. It really fucking does. Just being there and
I saw
seeing
you. I
that.
saw you tweet out last week some pictures of just empty shelves,
fixtures.
children crying in the streets,
As long,
giraffes' heads just laying on the floor out by the dumpster.
as long as the three of us have been on this earth, there's been Toys R Us.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
the fact
I mean,
that you cannot go there anymore and buy fucking
Well,
toy. I mean,
yeah,
to me,
it's
it's
sad.
ridiculous. I'm talking about for kids now and kids to come.
Yeah. Like,
know
who
what I mean?
takes that space? Is there even
The Walmart toy department.
basically, you know? It's like, it's like Walmart is just now all stores. It's like you used to have Kmart and Toys R Us and like consumers or
A cell phone store?
a cell phone store. You used to have a grocery store. You used to have a malt shop down the street. Now you just go to Walmart and all that's
And
in
Target.
one spot. And it's not a mall. You
But
know what I
it's
mean?
funny
It's
when
just
you-
one little building.
If you look at their toy department, you look at the fact that Toys R Us
Yeah.
mutated each section by 10 aisles.
Oh yeah. Like the selection
yeah.
at Walmart is a fraction of what you
Yes.
could have found at Toys R Us. Yeah.
Which
Well, that's
I-
the same
yeah.
thing as saying, the gun department in Sears compared to Cabela's.
Right.
It's like, come on, of course. But I think what a valid point that makes is that, it just makes the selection so much
Right.
limited in the end, and that means that you're going to be harder pressed to find the hard stuff to find, right?
Right.
You're going to go there and probably get frustrated. And then what are you going to do? You're going to order it online. So it's like self-defeating in a way to have like that limit of a section. But Walmart sometimes will see stuff like that and be like, oh, well, let's expand our toys a little bit. Or let's get into some things that we don't normally do.
Well,
Let's
I
put
s-
bicycles in because we don't do bicycles.
I see that happening now
But they do
a little bit
bicycles.
now. Yeah.
Right.
The only thing is, I visited the 3 Toys R Us's within the last week.
Yeah.
The 3 that I used to go to as a kid, the one in Woodbridge, the one in Jersey City, and the one in Union.
Yeah.
And the fact is that I couldn't help but to be a little sentimental. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah,
I've been
sure.
going to these things in the 70s and when Star Wars figures would come out and everything.
Yeah.
So it is.
That was the place to go, man.
Yeah, it is sad. And
Look,
shit's fucked up. Literally. I wrote that in my tweet.
When I was a kid, and our dad had been out of work on disability. He was home all the time when I was growing up.
Right.
My other brothers didn't have that, like in a sense where, like, not that my father, like, was a talker or anything. I'm just saying, but like, so my father would just kind of like, I wasn't a kid who went out a lot at a certain age where I was like, and didn't do a whole lot, but I was still in the age of like, I was still into G.I. Joe and shit. So sometimes he'd be like, you want to go see a movie or something? Like he would try to like, I don't know, just try to get me out of the house, I think a little bit. Just like, let's go do something. I think he was a little cooped up in the house and it's like, all my brothers were out. My mother was doing whatever.
Right.
And he'd just be like, let's go do something. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like kind of thing,
Right.
You want to go to Toys R Us? Let's go to Toys R Us. And sometimes it would just be, let's go to Toys R Us. You get me a G.I. Joe. Give me like one. Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever. But it was a reason for the two of us to get out of the house for like 2 hours.
Right.
But, and I was telling the story not that long ago, but do you remember N-Tech water pistols?
Yeah.
So if anybody who doesn't remember N-Tech water pistols, these were the most realistic looking water pistols you could get.
I had an Uzi.
Life size. Usually had clips in that you could fill and slap in like a real gun.
Yep.
And my mother was really against guns, right? Yeah. So I think I got him to buy me a Beretta, this Beretta pistol that was green. It had like green attributes to it. So when I got that home, I spray painted that black. But the piece de resistance was, we went there one day, and Toys R Us had this fucking life-size M16 fucking with the grenade launcher fucking kind of thing going on, where I begged him. And I like never begged him for anything. He's like, your mother's gonna fucking kill me if I buy that for you. And you walk in with that. You know what I mean? I was like, come on, Dad, it's so fucking cool. Like, come on.
Well, he
like,
knows how cool that thing is.
yeah, absolutely. Because he was kind of blown away by like, wow, like look how fucking real that is. That's like the shit we had in Nam. Like that's fucking a little fucking crazy real. And so like, and then when we got home, he had to defend it to Mom, like, you know what I mean? And she's like, all this fucking time I've been telling these kids fucking da-da-da-da-da with the toy guns and war and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't own camouflage. Like as a kid, like we weren't, like Mom was like, no.
Oh, please.
Like we couldn't even have camouflage clothes.
Well, I know.
Dude, she used to throw away my rock T-shirts all the time.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff disappeared like that too. Like if it was the offensive kind of shit, it definitely went out.
Well, I
Oh, yeah.
know.
My metal up the ass T-shirt. Gone.
Yeah.
Well, I know that the orange.
I remember when you bought another one, and we had that conversation at the dinner table, where it was like fucking. He's like, "Yeah, I went and bought another one because whatever." And she was like, "Yeah, you're damn right." Fucking, I threw that out or something, whatever she said.
Well, I was gonna say, I remember in the late '80s.
Yeah.
That the orange cap was put on as like a safety
Yeah, this thing.
Because Megatron, the Megatron toy, if you got the first run of Megatron, he looked like a fucking
I had
pistol.
it.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah.
But if you bought it in like 1988 or 9,
Another time, my mother was pissed, but I got that as a gift from somebody else.
but
so-
there was an orange cap
Yeah.
in the front. And
That's the first thing you did was paint that black.
yeah, exactly. I painted everything black.
Well, first of all, if it wasn't black, I painted it black. And if it was black, sometimes I maybe goofed it up and got like a gold marker and tried to like make it cooler or some shit. But, fucking, yeah.
Like
Anything-
like even Han Solo's blaster was black when you bought it.
Right.
Now, if you bought it in the 90s,
Oh,
it was orange.
It's got this orange front half. Sometimes they don't even make black guns
What the
at
fuck
all.
is what's
Right.
the
The
point?
front of it, which is silver in the movie, is orange.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly that. Yeah,
It's bullshit.
it's bullshit.
But rest in peace, Toys R Us. Thank you.
Thank you to years of good service, Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Major influence in
Bought
pop
bikes
culture.
there.
Where do you think Jeffrey's gonna go for work now?
I
Actually-
wanted a picture with Jeffrey.
Actually, Jeffrey got, from what I saw on Facebook, about 2 days ago, Jeffrey got a job at a children's hospital as their mascot.
There you go. Something had to happen to
They
Jeffrey.
bought big giant Jeffrey from Toys R Us and they put it in their waiting room
Right.
for the kids.
He's gonna be in Showgirls 3.
And Jeffrey's just gonna be constantly like at work. He's gonna be like, "So where'd you guys get these toys from?" Oh, really? Oh, okay. No. It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna go talk to those
Amazon,
I'm gonna
huh?
go talk to the cancer
Yeah.
kids. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Got those things from Amazon, huh? Oh, that's why
Thanks.
I'm here.
Thanks.
Well,
Thanks.
if you got in the next 56 minutes.
There's a clock.
Yeah,
Is it Toys R Us death clock?
It's 56 minutes from now.
So, do you think we could rush down there and get a Jeffrey costume on cheap, and then we could put you in it? And
I
film?
would do it.
You'd get in a Jeffrey costume?
Yeah.
And be like, fucking,
Knock over gas stations.
yeah, basically. We'll start just bring the Jerky Boys back, you know, kind of thing.
Thank you, Bob.
Today we say farewell
Salute.
to the store known as Toys R Us.
Salute.
We wish all of its employees Godspeed in finding new work. Unless they're people who've made millions of dollars, and those people can then go fuck themselves. Only because they didn't
KB's coming back.
take a little bit money off the top and say, let's keep the business going. But anyway.
I did hear KB was coming back, though.
Yeah, of course. Isn't that what happens? Somebody kind of slips in a little bit. I used to
Hey!
all of a sudden the guy at KB stores is like, hey, let me tell you something, guys. I think this is our opportunity. Let me call the bank and get a reinvestment.
They were the major competition.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they went under.
Yeah, out here, that was
You
it.
had Toys R Us outside the mall.
Right.
And KB in the mall.
That's right. Out here, yeah. KB was, Toys R Us was like right behind it, you know, as a separate building in this other plaza that was there for years and years and years. Because for the longest time, we only had one major mall out here. Like,
You always
know what I
got
mean?
your good McFarlane toys at KB because they were always marked down.
Yeah. But here's the thing, too. I think what killed a lot of those things, too, is like that exclusivity shit. Like, you know, like, oh, you can only find these things at Walmart, or you can only find these things at Toys R Us.
Toys R Us, yeah.
Yeah, they both did it, but I feel like...
KB
once,
did it.
No, yeah. But I feel like once the toy store started doing that shit, that's how, like, you know, it just becomes a bullshit show.
Well, that's
It
when-
makes it harder for me, as a person who likes your product, to find your product. Because when I go to my local toy store where I should find all of your product,
Right.
I can't find it all. I can
Yeah.
only find 5 things. And meanwhile, I know that there are 7 or 8 things available.
They're doing that now with Steelbooks.
Yeah, but they do it with everything. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's like bullshit. It's like, you know, I got to play a game. What is this, scavenger hunt? I got to chase? Because I can't order it
It's
online from you
all
because
about
some
how
companies
much
don't
money
do
they can
that.
Get out of it.
That's it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, but, you know, Walmart's giving us an upfront bonus to do that as an incentive to make that exclusive deal. So it's like, it's just about the money. You be damned. Your money be fucked. Someone's going to buy it.
Yeah.
Thanks, champ. Thanks.
Champy.
Thanks, champy. You know, you want to make shit exclusive, make an exclusive run and sell it off your fucking website. And then you keep all the money. How about that? If you want to fucking be
Right.
greedy, right? Put all the toys in the stores
Well, they really
and
weren't
say
doing
visit
that
us
when
at
we were
.com.
kids.
Well, right. I know what you're saying. The only thing that they were really doing with that was like G.I. Joe did have like, you know, coupons you could clip out and mail away
Right.
and get like, you
Get an
know,
exclusive character.
exclusive characters.
That- yes.
And also G.I. Joe had that points where like you would get the booklet of all the stuff they still had, but wasn't in stores anymore. So, like, if you didn't get that tank that came out during the
Right.
last run, they still had it somewhere. You could, you know, $8 plus 14 of Joe points, and, you know,
Right.
you could get it in the mail.
Well, I think like Entertainment Earth was kind of doing that first.
Yeah.
Because they would put in there like, oh, you can only get that here.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Then you saw Walmart doing it.
Yeah, because I remember it happening with comics, too.
Yeah.
A lot of comics publishers were like, oh, you know, Mile High Comics out in Colorado or whatever. They had like all these variants and shit like that. It's like, I don't need a variant because it's just a different cover. I'm not that kind of collector, but it's just like, it always feels to me like it's so limiting to what you can do as your potential sales. And be
Yeah,
like, you know,
right.
it's like, I'm glad that you gave me an incentive up front to fucking, like, you know, entice me to do this with you. But I feel like I'm still excluding a lot of my potential sales possibility by saying, you can only find my shit at this one retailer.
Right.
I don't know. Dollars and cents, I guess.
Thank
so,
you.
that's,
TRU. True.
how about this, kids? Chat room game.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's right. We were doing something, weren't we?
Hey, how about that shit? So the game was, give us some titles of apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic kids shows. How about this? You ready for these, Jay? You ready for these?
I'm scrolling down now.
Damnation Alley Cats. Cherry
Nice.
Kool-Aid 2000.
Okay.
Mighty Morphin Scorched Earth Rangers.
Okay.
Mad Max Steel. Because Max Steel was a show.
All right. I'm
SpongeBob Nuke Pants.
Okay.
Mad Max Beyond Thundercats.
Where's the-
There you go.
There we go. Bill Nye, the survivalist guy.
That's pretty good.
Battle for the Planet of Monkeys. But monkeys is spelt like hey with the monkeys.
Oh, okay.
So that's a visual. I'll give him that.
Right.
The weaponized school bus.
Well, that's Newark.
That's Newark. They don't have the magic school bus. It's the weaponized school bus. Escape from Bayside High.
What?
That's pretty good. I like that.
It's not far from here.
No, but it just means that Screech might die early in that one. Escape from the Banana Splits. The Hungry Hippo games. That's pretty fucking good. The Maze Running Spider-Man. Where in the World is Mad Max? Teen Titan AE.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Hit the bell on that one. All That Apocalypse Wars, which is Nickelodeon shit. The Artillery Beavers. The Annie Maniacs. Invader Zim. Doom. Resident Evil Equestrian Girls. I don't even want to know what that even means. The Joy of Painting with Lucifer.
That's good.
And Punching Rainbow.
Punching Rainbow.
Or Punching Painbow.
Nice job, guys. Nice job.
Yes, very much so.
I died. I'm sorry, guys. I died in the middle of that
It's
one.
all right.
But I came back. I'm back to life. I've been resuscitated, recuperated, reinvigorated.
And finally
Are
gonna
you
be
inebriated?
relocated.
That's turning into a Grease song.
Clydesdale.
Percolated. The cool taste of Pepsi One and Old Pa Hooch. That's Jay setting up his drink. All right, so
Yeah.
Jay, we're into the. I never have the volume up when I do it. I never have the fucking
I
volume
know.
up.
I'm used to it being low.
Yeah, it's true.
Meanwhile,
Whoa, what an attack on the auditory senses. Uncle Jay, I think you saw Jurassic World this week. What'd you think?
Loved it.
Loved
actually.
it.
Yes, I did. I actually think it's one of the better Jurassic Park films. And I talked about this briefly with you last week.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ed thought about it, but to me, it felt like they actually took the Jurassic Park films and made a nice little classic monster movie out of it.
Right.
And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's right up your alley.
It's very.
Let's be fair. That's right up your alley.
It is, but I think that it's it's one thing to take the keep making Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to actually do something different with it. You know what I mean? And
So
while
this is a different spin on it a little bit.
right, exactly.
Trying to give it a little bit more of the horror thing.
Right, which I
Trying to shake up the genre, which is good.
which is it definitely goes. Definitely takes a left turn from what Spielberg was giving you.
Right.
Even though Spielberg wasn't afraid to go there. I mean, you had people getting eaten alive.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff is there. It's just not completely structured in a classic horror sense,
Right.
Where it's like a little jump scary, or
No, I mean,
a
I
little
liked
more of the tropes.
His thing was always knowing how to present those kinds of things in a soft enough way where people would swallow it without really being scared.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that I liked Jurassic World, the first one. Mm-hmm. I thought that it was fine. I liked those characters, but they only took two of the characters now. They didn't take the whole
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? But that's what they keep doing with all the other films.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had some Goldblum to bookend it, which was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
it's Goldblum.
Yeah.
But
it's-
was it just a bookendy thing, though?
It was just a bookending thing for him. He's in
Yeah.
the beginning, and not the spoiler alert. He's in the beginning and he's in the end, and
Right.
it bookends it. But where they go with it, I was very impressed with.
Okay.
And it was kind of like when it was ending, I was like, "Oh, cool." You know what I mean? Like this is where it's gonna go now.
Yeah.
Fucking A. You know
All
what I
right,
mean?
all
So
right.
I really enjoyed that. I know you're not a big dinosaur guy.
Yeah, I'm not, and I know how it ended and stuff like that. So I mean, we could talk about it later off mic.
You
It's
had
spoilery.
Dinobots.
Right.
But I was like, all right. I'm like, because here's the thing, like where it's gonna go, where they set up. I'm like, you guys should have been there already. You guys should have probably have already been up to that.
Well, that's an Amblin thing.
Well, because they're stretching it out if that's the case.
You know
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like the only time we went, to the States,
Yeah.
was at the end of the second one. You know what I
Right,
mean? And
yeah.
they just like it was the T-Rex, which I kind of liked. I liked that aspect. of it,
Yeah.
you know
Because
what I mean?
Because it feels like, what else are you going to do with it, though?
Right.
That's the thing. Like, you know.
Here, it's like, I think that
Okay.
it's really good and it's a lot of fun. I think that you actually might like it because it's different than the others.
Right.
So it's a little bit more edgy here and there. And the guy that directed it is a good horror director.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you, like, I don't know why it is that they just never fucking worked for me before. So I will give it to you that, like, by now, it's kind of like a different animal. You know what I mean? So especially because it's modern, the present day production and all that kind of thing going on, and it's a different kind of tone and feel for this.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to you.
It's a little bit of a game changer.
Yeah. Shifting it around, which is any franchise that's probably long running or
Right.
getting to this kind of a point where it's like, okay, what else are we going to do with it? This is what you kind of got to do.
Well, not only that, but all these films making shit tons of money.
Well, that's the other thing. I feel like this is a franchise that they can just throw hot shit at the screen, and people will be like, "Is it dino
Right.
shit?" Because if it's dino shit, I'll go look at it.
But they did
But
do
if
it-
it's not dinosaur shit, I got nothing to do with it.
But Bill, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that they actually got a director, like a
Right.
horror director, that
Right.
did a film called The Orphanage. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah,
seen that.
no, I know of it. I know that this guy's got good,
And
good
that's what I'm
chops.
talking about.
Yeah,
If you get somebody with that kind of
Right.
with that kind of
Yeah.
vision,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and throw them into this franchise,
Sure.
that's what makes it work
Sure.
even more.
It helps a lot with a lot of the franchises now. It's an interesting theme. It's an interesting thing of them saying, okay, like, you know, can we find another layer to it that's there that we're not accentuating enough? Because if
Right.
anything, that's probably something. Because basically, like, you know, the thing is, it's a fucking monster movie. You know, at its core, even
Right.
the first one, it's a monster movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But they don't give you the monster movie element in
until
that.
this.
It's more of an
Right.
adventure.
Right.
You know
That's what I mean.
This
Yes,
is like
yes.
creepy ass shit.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And
All right. Hey.
so I'm happy for that. I would like you to watch when it comes out.
Yeah.
Like I would like you to watch it and tell me what you thought of it. Because then you would say I want to. Because you seen the first one years ago. You said, right?
Yeah. It's been a while since I went back to it.
So I mean, I think it's definitely worth a look.
Fair enough.
And it's
And
another.
I was a young guy when I saw that first one too. I was a different person then.
And again,
know,
it's a
I
movie.
was a much bigger asshole.
Yeah, well, we all.
I mean, that's
assholes.
debatable
I'm
too.
still
I
an
guess that's
asshole.
subjective. Everybody's got a different opinion on that.
But I enjoyed myself. This is some great popcorn fun
Nice.
and good horror fun.
So that's a full-on rec.
Yeah,
that's a reco.
that's a very high recommendation. This is a cash.
Cash. Cash.
Very good,
And I
very
saw
good.
and I saw Tag,
Tag. You're
which is basically you, me, and Bob.
I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of running around in
And
this
Dom.
movie. I don't know. Dom's doing the running. Dom's the one we can't catch
Right.
because he's got the young blood, right? Because
But
that's
I
the thing.
swear to God, I thought of you, me, and Bob
Really?
trying to seriously like
Right.
playing this fucking game for 40 years. Because they're a
it's so
bunch
much-
of fucking idiots.
And
Fucking
it starts
just,
small and it just keeps going, and it's just like, yeah.
And Jeremy
I guess-
Renner, he's never been caught, right?
right, exactly. You know what I mean? Which is it's based on a true story about a group
Yeah,
of guys.
who've been doing it forever.
Yeah, and I think there was more guys. I think it's
Yeah.
like
I
seven or
do
eight
wonder
guys.
if there, for them though, was there the one guy who was never tagged? Because I'm not
Right.
buying that part. Or maybe he went for a long time without being tagged. Maybe,
Something like that.
Maybe he held it for like a year or two somehow. But it's probably because like he was in Ronkonkoma, and the rest of them are back in fucking Idaho or Colorado or Poughkeepsie or whatever.
What I enjoyed about this was
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they made an R-rated film about a childish thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I remember when this was going into production, and I'd heard about it. Oh, the movie they're making a movie about the game Tag, and it's like, all right, if you can find a hook, I guess
Right.
you can make anything work, right?
But again, you
Yeah.
got a good cast behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And a smart script that had a funny angle. You know what I mean?
And I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the jokes are funny. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's just so out there. It's a lot of fun. That's a movie that I think we should all watch together. Just fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun. So definitely.
It's
check
a
that
bit
out.
of a romp.
Okay.
A
Yeah.
romp. A romp,
Cool.
as you might say. A romp.
Cool.
It's a real romp.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a fun
It's a
little
romp.
romp.
I didn't see Sicario. I want to see that.
Okay.
It's doing pretty good this weekend already.
Well, the first one was very good. I told Ed because he was thinking.
Yes.
Ed said that he
Still hadn't seen the first one. Wanted to know, did he need to see it?
and I yelled at him because why the fuck would you go see a sequel to something you didn't see the first part to?
Fair enough. But he was wondering, like, just if, in the end, like, how much did it really matter? But like, I think that was his approach with it. Because sometimes with some sequels, it's like, yeah, this is a story that's self-contained over here, but this is also a story that's self-contained over here too, even though they go together. But
I understand that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
also-
only because you got to understand the kind of movie nerd Ed is.
You're right. That's
know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
That's the thing. I get where you're coming from because on the surface, he shouldn't even be asking that kind
He
of
shouldn't
question.
even be texting.
Yeah, right. Because you should be texting me during the middle of it to be like, "Hey, I just watched the first one. I'm going to go see the second one. What are you doing?"
Which goes to my second theory that he wanted me to yell at him in front of everybody.
And or here's the thing. That might be a little bit of it. He might like the punishment, but I think the thing sometimes too with him is like, this is just I want to start a conversation about this. I'm not sure which is my way in. I'm just going to say this, and I think that sometimes it's that.
right.
But anyway, so. But I know that you're going to end up catching that. I want to catch that too.
Yeah, I do. Who's the first? Did you see the first one?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
It was great. It was great.
So yeah, and Brolin
Yeah.
and Del Toro are back.
Yeah. He gave me some of his impressions on it last night. He's like, he liked it a lot. And it's like, and it's very much doing its own thing. And it's the next, and it really truly feels like it's the next thing. And like, so.
And this is Josh Brolin's 777th movie in his career.
I believe that.
So,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Gene Hackman of this era.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think he's got a little Fountain of Youth in his trailer.
Oh yeah.
yeah, something.
So and he takes a dip in it or bathes himself.
So congratulations.
And
He'll be in the next Star Wars.
He was in Goonies,
yeah,
right?
basically, yeah. He
Right?
was the oldest brother. He was the older brother in Goonies.
That
But,
was his first movie.
It was, right?
And Thrashing, the skateboard
And
movie.
it
right
doesn't
after.
my God,
hurt to
Thrashing.
be a Brolin.
Listen, that Thrashing movie is no Gleaming the Cube, okay?
Thrashing is a better film than Leaving. If
I
you
know,
really want
I
to
know.
get there,
Yeah, I know,
if
I
you
know,
really want
I
to
know.
go there,
Yeah. And if you really want to go there, they're both pretty shitty.
yes, of course.
Yes,
Well, that
of
goes
course.
without saying.
Fair enough.
But if you had to pick,
Okay, it's been a while since I saw both of them.
it's
but
Brolin over Slater.
fair enough. I'll take that. Now I want to see it just because, like, I know that I've seen Slater on the skateboard, Slater skater, but I haven't seen Brolin rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, you see what I did there?
See what I did? You heard that shit? This whole episode was worth it for that one fucking pun, people. That I came
Can I
up
make
with
a
on the
recommendation?
spot.
Can
I
I
came up
make
with
a-
it on the spot.
Can I make a recommendation for the show title? Gleaming and Thrashing.
Rolling with Brolin. I don't
Rolling and
know.
Brolin.
I don't know. Rolling with Brolin.
Rolling with Brolin.
That's his podcast. It's Rolling with Brolin.
2 shows ago, it was the Cold Cuts episode.
know
I'm
what
just
to-
saying. That's how I'm referring to it.
That's what I should name this one. 2 episodes. It was a cold cut show.
Chilling at the table with Cable.
At the table with Cable.
And the Jonesy the Cat episode, too. That's what I call it. Those are nicknames.
Those are those are benchmarks. Nothing's gonna top the Jonesy the Cat stuff we did, buddy. Listen,
Getting loony with the Goonie.
Bob's working on this podcast thing. He's like, this guy's gonna have a podcast. Brolin's podcast would be terrible. Have you seen him in an interview where it's just like it's like a little bit longer for him?
he's flat.
He's like, yeah, it was.
He's just
I
that.
liked it. It was a good movie. It was, these guys are great. These guys are great.
I
These
like
guys are great.
See, the thing is, though, I like
That's all
him
he's
as an
got.
actor.
Yeah.
I really do.
No,
You know
I
what
love him
mean?
as an actor.
And,
Sure.
But I love in the interview stuff that he is pretty funny in interview stuff, and he is pretty fucking real. Because I did watch a lot of stuff with him. Because I do digest a lot of that kind of shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'll day after some of the talk show stuff and catch a lot of, like, if I'm really into something. Because, like, Vanity Fair and a lot of these other sites will put up,
Right.
like, special interviews that they do online. Like, you find them on YouTube and all this shit. Like, I just digested a whole bunch of secondary bullshit from fucking Westworld. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff that I avoided watching. During the season because it was like the 2 creators breaking stuff down. And
I
it was
just
like,
started season 2, by the way.
of what Westworld.
Westworld, yeah.
Yeah, well, get out the fucking flowchart, kid, because they fucking go deep on fucking with the
First
time.
episode, I was blown away already. So
Yeah,
I
but I mean all the timeline jumping around shit. You really got to fucking keep an eye on that this season as you go forward. Just I'll put that out to you, and I'll recommend the podcast that I listened to all season. And if you want to go back and listen to some of those episodes to kind of like be like, let me hear somebody else theorize or break it down a little bit, see if I'm missing shit. The guys over at Shat on TV.
The last Brolin comment I'll make is I was not a fan of Men in Black 3, but
Okay.
I loved him as the young Tommy Lee Jones.
Perfect.
Yeah,
If you were
he
going to
nailed it.
nominate somebody for
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
he should have been nominated for that
Yeah.
because he was a young Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, you couldn't tell them apart. Like visually or like audibly, their voices.
yeah.
That's why you watch Men in Black 3. You watch it for
For
Brolin.
that, yeah,
For
yeah,
Brolin.
yeah. You end up being more captivated by that than
Right.
like the main story. You're like, just look at that.
Yeah, and when you heard that he was in that movie, you're like, what?
yeah, yeah.
You were like, what?
Why is he
Him?
in it?
Why the hell is he in that
And then you
movie?
hear
He
you got
saves that
cast
movie.
as him, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, I can see that.
Yeah,
and then
all
you
right.
see it happening, you're like, oh, that shit's
He
he's fucking nailed it.
saves that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It really
He saves
does.
him. And you know what? He's been young. What's his name? Ever since, fucking, fucking like
Young
everything.
Tommy Lee Jones?
He's been young Tommy Lee Jones ever since,
That's
basically.
right. It's like,
You know what I mean? All right, buddy. Yep. All right. Yeah. Okay. You know, he's
he
like
was
that.
Channeling,
You know.
He was channeling his inner Tommy Lee for the role, and it just got
Yeah,
stuck.
he's that in Cable. Like, you know what I mean? That's like his straightforward, no nonsense guy. It's very much in that.
He's Agent-
It always feels like it's going to be in that
he's
wheelhouse.
Agent K.
You know
Older.
what I mean? You know, just the older Agent K, time traveling still.
That's
Agent
right,
K.
Slick.
Come on, Slick. All right, so I guess we can start doing those funky little emails. You know,
Yeah.
kids like the emails.
I like the scotch is what I like.
Yeah, how's that
good.
going?
It's
How's that
working.
I got some in my cafe au lait.
It's working. I'm starting to feel it, man.
Uh-oh, kids.
I put the soda in for you.
For me, you do it for the show, so that
I
you
do
are,
it for you.
so that you are completely coherent for the show.
Right.
Because here's the thing: not using the soda will put you right past the sweet spot for anybody, not just you. I mean, you in the royal sense. Anybody.
Well, the thing is, I thought that what you would say to me is that it doesn't matter if the soda is in there or not, because how much
Because you're
scotch
still
you put
drinking
in
the
it,
whole
you still
bottle
s-
before the night's over, right? Because you're thinking, oh, you're still getting the same amount of scotch.
I have not
going in.
drank a whole bottle on the show,
No.
but 3/4 of a bottle,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. That's very, very honest. That is very, very honest.
I don't drink during the week.
All
That's
right.
not true.
All right. So we only got one email in here, kids.
Oh, what the hell's wrong with you people?
I don't know. But it's all right.
I got to make a video and yell.
But don't yell too loud because it's Wesley, and we like him.
Straight
Hey, you
sound.
gentlemen. Straight out of China. If and when Star-Lord comes back to Earth, when obviously.
When?
When? What do you think would most surprise him? And it's not a multiple choice. It's just open-ended question. So I think we mean since he's been gone. Since he's been gone.
That's Rainbow without Dio.
Well, I'm
and
thinking it's got to be pop music.
There you go.
that's when Rainbow went pop, right?
Yeah,
Because
actually,
Dio
yeah.
left
Right,
Rainbow,
yeah.
and then we got Since You've Been Gone.
Yeah, but you know what they'll do? You know what? What would be really cool and probably more true and realistic to the character is for him to come back and hate everything because that's what happens, right? But B, what they'll probably do is do like a Captain America type thing where like, he'll play catch up and he'll just love everything. You know what I mean? But at the very least, he should probably pick out some stuff that he does like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Granted, if he did get it, like, sit there and just listen to a lot of shit, he would find stuff he would like because not everything's gone away. But a lot of the stuff that the pop stuff that is on those discs, like that kind of radio pop is really transmuted into something very different now. Like, because I know that's probably not even one of the songs, but some ABBA, Bee Gees type shit, which like I think encapsulates the overall sound of those albums. Like for some reason, I want to say, like if you coalesce the sound of those albums into something, it's like
Right.
Bee Gees. Like I think you end up like into Bee Gees for some reason.
Right.
Well,
but
yeah.
where's the comparison to today? Then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, where does he find a modern day counterpoint to find like, oh, here's new music? Like he doesn't. Is what I'm saying. Like he wouldn't. Like in the real world, because
No,
like
he'd probably end up. They'll make him like somebody like Ariana Grande.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like they'd end up finding somebody pop and culturally cool and current.
I think that somebody's going to give him like an iPod. And
Right,
it's got
right.
like thousands of songs.
Well, isn't that how it ended with an iPod?
He got a Zune.
Oh, he got a Zune, which is the same.
Right.
Which
But
is,
it becomes to Earth.
it's funnier because it's not because it's a Zune though, because it's like dead.
Right. Well, maybe that'll be the joke because he'll be coming back with a Zune, and everybody here will be making fun of him for having a Zune.
Yes, that would be good if they did that
Somebody
running
gave
joke.
him an iPad or something.
Yeah, yeah.
1,000,
Here's even
It
more
was
songs.
never a hit, and he's thinking it's the most awesome thing
Yeah,
there
yeah.
ever has been.
It's like it was Walkman you were good with. That was cool, but the Zune, no. It's like giving you a case of Zimas.
Be careful, they're bringing those back.
Am I supposed to drink this? Yeah, or remove dirt off your bumper, I guess.
It's drinking 7-Up and getting drunk.
Yeah, basically. 7-Up and vodka. Malted. Basically.
It did the job. I'll say that.
It did the job. So maybe that's what Star-Lord comes back to Earth. Most would surprise him is Zima.
And maybe just finding out a little bit more about his background and where he came from, his mom.
Yeah, I mean, like on a real story front, sure. I mean, I think, that's the gist, I'm sure, of Wesley's question is more towards, like, the cultural changes or the funny stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. I think music would be the most easy thing because it's a little more instant and easy to do. I think anything else, like culturally, like he'd have to be here for a while to see movies or stuff like that. And even that stuff he left to the side. Like the only culture he took with him from Earth was pop music. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's a fair point, like that Bob made there. That like you really couldn't, nothing else would really kind of work as well with him because like he didn't seem like, sure he saw movies as a kid before he left the Earth and watched TV, and you can have some run jokes with that, but trying to pluck out something in general.
I think what's also cool, and this is what I'm waiting for.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is for Rocket Raccoon to meet other raccoons.
Raccoons Earth? Yes. That's got to happen.
That's got to be gold, because that's gold.
Yeah. They end up at some animal sanctuary. He's like, no, we're letting them out. We've got to let these guys out of there. Are you crazy? Come on.
I'm just waiting for Rocket in the next Avengers movie when he's trying to put together a replacement team. Mm-hmm. And then when everybody comes back.
Right.
And they're like, hey, dude, what's up with these guys?
Well, Rocket replaces him, like he sneaks away, and like they go to Rocket's quarters, and there's like a regular raccoon in there, like wearing his pants or whatever, and it's just like, just makes some weird raccoon noises and shit.
My friend said that he wishes that I was the voice of Rocket Raccoon.
It's you. That's the type. Like when you put down voice type, like you should put like it's like Rocket Raccoon but real. I don't have to like act it like some other guys. But
me talking straight is the act.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. You don't have to be a California actor.
It's fucking hard, man. I swear
to not do it.
Not do it. Look, I've done a couple voiceovers.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's acting.
That's where the challenge.
It.
Yeah. You should practice it more.
I'm trying, man.
Trying?
I'm trying.
There you go. Enunciate those letters.
Is that good for you, Bill?
Not the letters. The letters.
I will try to speak like this for the rest of this podcast.
We should have you do the intros.
I should do the intro. You know I'm a good intro guy.
Oh, I know. But, we got
It's hard, though.
It's just easy to default out
I'm sweating. I'm like, okay.
Oh, my brain's hurting already.
Well,
my eyebrows hurt.
Yeah. When that happens, you know what the intro's going to end up being? Fuck you.
The best compliment.
Recording to you live from the surface of the...
Fuck
this fucking thing. Yeah, we're here.
I played you with a voiceover bit of mine, and you said... That doesn't even sound like you.
which shows range. Which shows range, though. Which is great. But it's true, though. It didn't. I was like,
Nothing holds us back forever. When we found our favorite sweet spot, we found a better one. Welcome to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
Nice.
That wasn't bad, man.
It wasn't bad.
Do you know how hard that was?
It looked like it was. You were working on it.
I was working.
You were working a little bit there. You want a towel to get that flop sweat from your forehead?
Next week on The Love Boat. The flop sweat.
The flop sweat. It looks like Ed was looking to Skype in. Ed, let's set that up for the after show. I will Skype you in a couple of moments if you can hear me. All right.
If he's not feeling good, he shouldn't be Skyping.
Well, I mean. Is that like if you're too sick to go to school, you can't go out?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Jay, I think the reason he wants to Skype in is because of all your loving talk of him throughout the show.
He can Skype in and say, I'm here. I will debate.
All right. So we had one last minute email come in. A last second interloper. In case nobody else remembered, is the subject line, and it's from James.
Oh, of course it is.
He says, hello, everyone. Fuck you, Jay. Fuck you for not being here, you fucking asshole.
I'm here, you fucking whore.
I feel like this.
We have such a friendly rapport with our fans.
You know what I mean?
Is that it? Is that all you have
Well,
to
you know
say?
what? Why? No, this is the old email.
Yeah,
Why
there you
did
go.
this come up? Oh, I see. I scrolled down by accident, and I had it open. I clicked on it without realizing it. That's not a new email. That's the last time we heard from him. That's well-deserved. That's a well-deserved wah.
You done fucked up, bro.
I done fucked up. Now, you know what that means? It's time to end the show.
Yeah,
I should probably wrap.
Hey, we're not bad.
was that?
95 minutes.
How about that? Not bad. Not bad. Right on the fucking mark.
You know why?
This
I
is one
didn't-
less person.
I didn't list everything.
I didn't list.
You got an abridged version. I don't list everything. I just give you the.
You mean you didn't give us the writer-director?
No,
and,
I did give you the writer-director, but
right. You powered through it.
I didn't give you the TV people.
right, fair enough. All right, folks. This is probably as good a point as any to remind you that this show is, it's brought to you basically ad-free every month, and that's made possible by the generous support of listeners just like you. So maybe consider going to patreon.com/Wicked Theory. Support this show and the others that we do for just as little as $1 a month, with other tiers available. No big whoop, but maybe give it a look. So thanks for that, folks. And then we're going to wrap this up. If you're listening live, stick around. If you're not listening live, listen to us on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, or something like that. I don't know, come back next week or come back and listen to us live. And listen to the after show where we just keep the mics going and hang out. Sometimes we have a method or a plan, sometimes not.
Or Bill, they can join us on Patreon
And hear
the after show there.
And hear the after shows, which is the only place you can find them.
$1 a month.
$1 a month gets you the access. You like that? The access. The access. My tongue is drunk, but I'm not. They can get access to after show episodes.
Oh, tipsy.
Hey, you're done. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a little hot in the neck. Is that maybe I'm allergic to it?
No, you're not.
I keep getting an adverse reaction. Oh, being drunk. Yeah.
D-Runk.
Uncle Jay, where can people find you?
I don't know. Where can people find me, Bill?
I don't know.
How about Uncle Jay's thing?
I was gonna say, fucking molting under a fucking dark corner somewhere or something, under a bridge, getting drunk with the hobos. No, I don't know. They're interesting people, Bill. What do you want me to tell you? Brother Bob, where can people find you?
Right here.
Yeah, that's true.
They can also find me at Bob WTPC.
That's on the Twitter and stuff. And I'm at Wicked Theory. The show is wickedtheory.com. Come check us out over there. Like I said, people, you can leave us voicemails now. So maybe do that. We'll play them on the show. And then maybe goof on them. Maybe answer a question. Whatever you want to leave there, leave there.
I'm going to have to do a lot of fucking responding to those things.
Yeah,
I can
who
feel
knows?
it. I can feel it.
This could become the new greatest bit ever.
Bit.
It's a fucking
It's a bit.
All right.
Fuck that bit.
Stick around, listen live. We're going to try and Skype that in. And then that's that and all that good stuff.
Stargazer?
What?
By Rainbow?
And then, are you making requests for Bob?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. Fair
What's he
enough.
talking about?
Stargazer? Rainbow?
Ronnie James Dio?
Oh, yeah,
Stargazer.
yeah.
He knows that.
Oh, see? Okay. Well, all right. Bob, just take us out of here, man. Ignore Jay.
All right, I'm just going to do a little this.
Do all
You
that.
ignore me anyway. I have to stick up for myself.
Someone's got to.
Thunder!
Move back from the mic. Kids.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.